welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving deep into Medtronic, a company that's been quietly changing the face of healthcare for decades.
Yeah, think pacemakers,
Insulin pumps.
even cutting-edge surgical robots.
Medtronic has their hands in it all, but
Is this medical giant a smart investment for you?
that's what we're here to figure out, and as always, you can find a full list of sources in the episode description.
It really is fascinating how impactful Medtronic has been on the healthcare industry.
Founded way back in 1949.
This Minnesota-based company now boasts a market cap of over $116 billion,
They operate in over 150 countries,
employing a workforce of over 95,000,
including...
a whopping 12,400 scientists and engineers.
Wow!
They're practically a walking, talking research institution.
That is a lot of brain power dedicated to pushing the boundaries of medical technology. So let's break down what they actually do. I know they make medical devices, but that's a pretty broad term.
You're right. It is. To understand Medtronic, think of it as 4 core segments:
Okay.
cardiovascular, medical, surgical, neuroscience, and diabetes. They're the company behind those tiny pacemakers that are keeping hearts ticking.
Yeah.
Insulin pumps, revolutionizing diabetes management, and even the intricate surgical tools used in operating rooms worldwide.
That is an incredible range.
Yeah.
But you know what I always find intriguing is the business model.
Okay.
Is Medtronic overly reliant on any one region or product line?
That's a key question, and what's remarkable is their global diversification.
Yeah.
While the U.S. remains their largest market, contributing around 51% of their revenue, their reach extends far beyond tapping into the booming global medical device industry, and the industry is projected to reach almost $800 billion by 2030.
Wow. Talk about a massive opportunity.
Talk about it.
But I imagine it's also fiercely competitive with new players constantly emerging. How does a company like Medtronic maintain its edge?
Innovation is their lifeblood. They pour billions into research and development, $2.7 billion in fiscal year 2024 alone.
Wow.
This fuels their pipeline of groundbreaking technologies, from advancements in robotics and 3D printing to their foray into the world of digital health and AI.
So they're not just keeping pace.
They're setting
It
it.
sounds like they're on the cutting edge. But even with all that innovation, a company needs strong leadership at the helm who's steering this ship.
Medtronic is led by Jeff Martha, their chairman and CEO.
Okay.
He's a veteran of the company with over 25 years of experience.
Wow.
He leads a seasoned team with a proven track record of navigating market shifts and, importantly, prioritizing ethical practices, a quality I know you appreciate.
Absolutely. Ethical behavior is crucial. And honestly, it's refreshing to see a company like Medtronic walking the talk. They were even named one of the world's most ethical companies in 2023. But beyond ethics, are they financially savvy?
They are. Medtronic has a history of smart capital allocation. They invest strategically in growth, pursue valuable acquisitions, and consistently return value to their shareholders through dividends and share repurchases.
Okay.
In fact, they've increased their dividend for 47 consecutive years.
Wow. That's remarkable. It suggests a deep commitment to their investors and a strong belief in their own future. But beyond the big picture, let's get into the nitty-gritty of their financials. Are they truly in good financial health?
Well, the numbers paint a pretty positive picture.
Okay.
They reported $32.4 billion in revenue in fiscal year 2024.
Okay.
A healthy 3.6% increase from the previous year.
Right.
Their gross and operating margins are strong.
Big one.
Debt levels are manageable.
Okay.
And they generate robust free cash flow. All those factors point to a company on solid financial ground.
That's reassuring to hear. But haven't there been some whispers of headwinds facing the company? Every company faces challenges, and I'd love to hear how Medtronic is tackling them.
You're right. No company operates in a vacuum. Recent quarters have seen challenges like rising costs and those pesky currency fluctuations impacting many global businesses.
Right.
However, Medtronic isn't passively accepting these obstacles. They're actively addressing them through operational efficiencies and a focused effort to bolster their margins.
So they're taking proactive steps to weather the storm. That's encouraging. But what about the bigger picture? How does the market perceive Medtronic? Are investors optimistic, or are there doubts?
That's where things get interesting, and we'll delve into that right after we take a quick look at what some of the experts are saying. Don't go anywhere.
All right, so we've established that Medtronic has a solid business foundation, ethical leadership, and a healthy financial standing. But let's face it, the stock market can be fickle. What's the overall sentiment toward Medtronic among investors?
Well, if we look at analyst ratings, it's a bit of a mixed bag. They currently have a hold rating on the stock with an average price target of $95.
So not exactly a ringing endorsement.
No.
But not a reason to panic either.
Not at all.
So kind of a wait-and-see approach from the analysts. What factors are contributing to this cautious outlook?
It's a combination of things. Medtronic has had some exciting wins recently, like securing FDA approvals for new products, always a good sign.
Right.
But they've also been grappling with those industry-wide challenges we talked about, like supply chain disruptions and the impact of currency fluctuations.
It's a balancing act for sure, but you mentioned something earlier that caught my attention. Short interest. If investors were truly bearish on Medtronic, wouldn't we see more people betting against the stock?
That's a sharp observation, and you're right. The short interest in Medtronic is actually quite low,
Okay.
sitting at just 1%.
Wow.
This suggests that even with the current uncertainties, investors aren't overly pessimistic about the company's future.
That's a good sign. It seems like there's an underlying confidence in Medtronic's ability to navigate these choppy waters. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about ownership. Who are the major players holding Medtronic stock?
You'll find a high concentration of institutional ownership in Medtronic, around 84.72%, big names like Vanguard and BlackRock.
Yeah, those giants of the investment world.
Exactly. They hold significant stakes.
That's quite a vote of confidence from some of the most sophisticated investors out there. Does that mean individual investors are shying away?
Not necessarily. It's just that institutional investors tend to dominate the ownership landscape of large, well-established companies like Medtronic. Insider ownership, on the other hand, is relatively low,
Okay.
at just 0.05%.
Interesting. So it's not a red flag, but it does make you wonder what those closest to the company are thinking. All right, let's wrap up with a crucial aspect of any investment analysis. Risk. Every company has its vulnerabilities. What are some of the key risks associated with the Medtronic?
To get a clear picture of the risks and opportunities, let's turn to our trusty SWOT analysis.
Love it.
This framework helps us assess Medtronic's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
I love a good SWOT analysis. Lay it on me. What are Medtronic's core strengths?
Well, their brand reputation is a major asset. They're a recognized leader in the medical device industry, and that carries significant weight. Their product portfolio is incredibly diverse,
Right.
catering to a wide range of healthcare needs.
Yeah.
And their constant innovation keeps them ahead of the curve, plus their global reach gives them economies of scale that many competitors envy.
That's a powerful combination. But even the strongest companies have their weaknesses.
Yeah.
What are some areas where Medtronic might be vulnerable?
One of the biggest challenges they face is the highly regulated environment in which they operate. Navigating those complex regulations can be costly and time-consuming, and as we've discussed, research and development is crucial for their success, but it requires significant investment and patience.
Yeah, those new products can take years to develop and bring to market.
Exactly. And let's not forget the ever-present pressure on pricing in the healthcare industry.
Oh, absolutely. Negotiating with healthcare systems and insurers is an ongoing battle, and it can really impact their bottom line.
It really can. And as with any global company, managing a complex supply chain can be a constant headache.
So they've got their work cut out for them. But let's shift gears and talk about the exciting stuff, opportunities. What trends or developments could give Medtronic a boost in the future?
There are some exciting developments in healthcare that play right into Medtronic's strengths. The demand for minimally invasive technologies is booming, and Medtronic is at the forefront of this trend. Think about it. Who wouldn't prefer a less invasive procedure if given the option?
Right.
And the rise of telehealth and digital health monitoring opens up new avenues for growth. Imagine remote patient monitoring devices connected to AI-powered platforms that provide real-time insights to doctors. It's the future of healthcare.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's happening right now. Any other opportunities worth mentioning?
The emerging markets represent a massive potential for growth as healthcare systems in developing countries mature. The demand for advanced medical devices is only going to increase, and there's a growing focus on personalized medicine and precision healthcare tailoring treatments to individual patients based on their unique genetic makeup. Medtronic's commitment to innovation positions them perfectly to capitalize on this trend.
It all sounds incredibly promising, but we can't ignore the threats. What potential challenges could derail Medtronic's success?
The healthcare landscape is constantly evolving, and with that comes uncertainty. Reimbursement policies can change on a dime, impacting profitability. Global healthcare spending can be volatile, influenced by economic conditions and political priorities. And as with any technology-driven industry, there's always the risk of disruptive innovation. A new player coming out of nowhere with a game-changing technology.
So staying ahead of the curve is absolutely critical for Medtronic's long-term success. What else should investors be mindful of when evaluating this company?
The medical device industry is fiercely competitive. New players are constantly emerging, challenging the established giants like Medtronic. They can't afford to rest on their laurels. Continuous innovation and a keen eye on the evolving healthcare landscape are essential for maintaining their competitive edge.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from business model and financials to market sentiment and risk assessment. So let's step back and consider the big picture. Is Medtronic a good investment?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Unfortunately, there's no easy answer, but we'll unpack that very question right after we take a quick moment to hear from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
All right, we've explored Medtronic's from top to bottom, their strengths, their challenges, the market's perception, and those all-important risks. So let's get to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, is Medtronic a company you should consider adding to your investment portfolio?
Tough question.
It's a decision that requires careful consideration, but here's the thing. If you're a value-oriented investor looking for long-term growth potential future, Medtronic certainly warrants a closer look.
Okay.
They're a dominant player in a market with massive tailwinds. They have a proven track record of innovation, and they're well-positioned to benefit from some of the most transformative trends in healthcare.
That all sounds incredibly compelling, but you've also highlighted some potential pitfalls, it seems like. Weighing those risks against the potential rewards is key.
Precisely, no investment is without risk. Medtronic operates in a complex, ever-changing industry, but their proactive approach to managing challenges, their commitment to ethical practices, and their focus on generating shareholder value, these are all factors that should give investors confidence.
It's all about making informed decisions, right? And that's exactly what we aim to do here on The Deep. The Deep Dive equip you with the knowledge and insights you need to navigate the world of investing.
And speaking of informed decisions, this deep dive has sparked a thought.
Oh.
Medtronic is a fascinating company, but how do they stack up against their competitors?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Wouldn't it be enlightening to compare them head-to-head with another industry giant?
I'm already curious to see how they measure up.
Well, you're in luck. In our next deep dive, we'll be doing just that.
Awesome.
We'll compare Medtronic with Intuitive Surgical, providing you with an even more nuanced perspective on this dynamic industry, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it.
And don't forget, you can find all the sources we used for this episode in the description below. We believe in transparency, so you can dig deeper and draw your own conclusions.
We always encourage our listeners to do their own research, and if you're hungry for more in-depth company analyses, be sure to subscribe to the Stock Analytics AI YouTube channel. We're constantly releasing new videos packed with insights and data-driven perspectives.
It's the perfect way to level up your investing game. And before we sign off, a quick disclaimer: the information we share today is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Investing involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always do your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better equipped you are to make smart choices and achieve your financial goals.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Medtronic. Until next time, happy investing.